Hello, I'm Sophie, and this is going to be a little bit different. So, it is going to be a video slash slides presentation type thing, just something a bit different. I just want to try. So, this is a sort of slideshow slash video about the Amazon animal. So, I'm just going to go through each slide. So with this, I've kind of tried to go for something a bit different. So I've kind of added the placement of the different palette colours I was using. So for each progression, I'm showing like a sort of clip of how it should be if it was working, but it doesn't seem to be working. Um, of the painting in different stages. So I start off with the background and try and make that solid. But I do also try and map out where that animal is. And as you can see here, there's a focus at first on placement of where the animal is, where the tree is, where the blossom is, where the trunk is. And on this one, this is showing a bit more detail about just trying to establish some more of those features for this animal, which I think I was trying to do it as a cheetah, but it might look more like a leopard. I always get those a little bit mixed up. So this next one is of the blossoms, so sort of more of a focus on that, because I think the background is just as important as the main topic, which would be the animal in this case. So I think that's really important to note. And just another one on the blossoms. So I really wanted to sort of show every part of the painting, not just the main feature, which is the animal. And on this bit, again, the blossom, I'm adding so much blossoms. And here's some like details showing where I'm sort of adding highlights. So I kind of do this push and pull technique, I probably call it. I'm not sure if there's a better way of describing it, probably is. But I kind of use it as a sort of adding lots of dark colours and then lots of light colours. And then I add sort of the mid ground. So it's constantly is almost as if the tones are fighting against each other. So you've got like the lighter tones and then overpowering, and then I add more of the darker tones, and it's going to sort of the two contrast extremes. And then this is another one that's more focused on the background. So this was more trying to establish some of the background behind the blossoms. So having some more green, because that's what you'd get in sort of like an Amazon rainforest. And then this one is more of a focus again on those sort of green tones, because as much as I like having these sort of fun colours, these pinks and like yellows and strong contrasts, I think it's really important to also have the neutral tones. Just personally for me, this gives a bit more balance. And then on this one is more about the details of the leopard slash cheetah. We'll say leopard slash cheetah because I was trying to be a cheetah, but it's more that leopard. So the gin details, so like the spots. And then this one's showing more the details of some of the shading around the leopard slash cheetah's head. And then this one's showing again a bit more details about the background. So sometimes kind of the way I work, I sort of dot between that area of the background maybe needs a bit more work, or maybe the blossom needs a bit more flowers. Sometimes I step back every so often and I look at different sections and think, could that be improved? And then this one is sort of showing lights. I'm trying to add some sort of light lines, because sometimes I think it's quite a good way of drawing more attention to the animal. I kind of used to do this a lot more on my old paintings, where I'd add light lines so it brings more attention to that character. So I'm doing it more subtly now, so you could probably see it as I'm showing these slides. It's there, but it's not as obvious on my older paintings, so a lot more obvious. Then this shows you more of a detail in terms of the tones I was trying to work on, so trying to make this idea of having it so that it's really hyper colourful, but then it's also a bit more grounded as well. So again, it's like very hyper coloured. And on this one, I'm trying to paint some of the guidelines. So I paint over them. So this bit is I'm trying to establish the fur. So trying to make the fur more as much 3D as possible. That probably is phrased very badly. So this point, I'm trying to add the really colourful visuals of like these yellow tones, which I'll then dull down a little bit, but then keep sections of it which is yellow, as you can see here. And on each slide, as I mentioned, I kind of use like palettes, so you can see the colours next to the painting, so you can get an idea of what sort of colours I use to create the picture at different stages. So these are some of the ones that I used. I think this is probably one of my favourites so far, the colour palettes, because I love the hyper visuals. And this one's like more toned down, some more pastels. And then you've got the very end, which shows the mixture of all the different tones I've tried to do. So I tried to balance it, so there's some pastels, there's some really colourful tones, there are some darker tones. But then I've also tried to add some fun, because this was for someone I used to work called Amy, and I tried to add her name, and I've tried to add some sort of funny Amazon references as well. But yeah, that is my video, and I'd say thank you for watching. Goodbye.